हेलो फ्रेंड्स, आप सब कैसे हैं? आशा करते हैं आप सब अच्छे होंगे। आज हम डिस्कशन करने जा रहे हैं इकोसिस्टम एंड इट्स सर्विसेज। सो बिफोर स्टार्टिंग this video, so I request all my friends, please subscribe, like and give your valuable comments. Okay, so regarding ecosystem and its services, regarding ecosystem there will be a separate video in which I will discuss different types of ecosystem, its structure, its function, and its components. So this video is only what is ecosystem and what kind of services it provides to mankind. Okay, so let's start. So what is ecosystem? An ecosystem is a geographic area where plants, animals and other organisms as well as weather and landscapes works together to form a bubble of life. Ecosystems contain biotic and abiotic or living parts as well as abiotic factors. Okay, the biotic factors includes plants, animals, and other microorganisms and other organisms. We can say abiotic factors includes rock, temperature, humidity, and other components. Then we come to what is a complex of relationship between all the living and non-living things, that is plant, animals and organisms, sun, water, climate, etc. interact with each other is known as an ecosystem. Okay, simply we can say an ecosystem is the interaction between the biotic and abiotic component present in an area. Okay, and form a complex substance or complex relationship that is called ecosystem, and the study of ecosystem is called as ecology. Okay, it can be various types like terrestrial ecosystem, pond ecosystem, desert ecosystem, grassland ecosystem, and many more, forest ecosystem, etc. So what is the abiotic components and what are biotic components? So as you can see, so these are the abiotic components, that is sunlight, temperature, precipitation, water, soil. Okay, these are the abiotic components, and gaseous components also, these are coming under abiotic components. Then we come to biotic components. They are like primary producer, herbivore, carnivore, omnivores and herbivores. So these are the biotic components. Let's go to second slide. Okay, so what are the ecosystem services? So let's go to know what is its definitions. The ecosystem services are the benefits people obtain from ecosystem. Okay, what are the benefits that is obtained or derived from the ecosystem by the human being is called as ecosystem services. Or ecosystem services are the benefit directly or indirectly obtained by humans from the ecosystem, including support, provision, regulation, and cultural services. Okay, and it is stated by the Costanza et al. 1997. Okay, or on other way we can say the condition and the processes through which natural ecosystem and the species that make them of sustain and fulfill human lives. So what are the importance of the ecosystem? Ecosystem provide a wide range of multiple services that vary in quantity and quality depending on the types of ecosystem and their status. Okay, next is an ecosystem services is the integration of functional entities including habitat, natural biological system properties, and various processes of the ecosystems. So here is a picture. You can see that is not only there is a reciprocity relationship exists between the two systems, okay, between the human being and the ecosystem. From ecosystem, there is a four type of services provided. There is provisioning service, regulating service, cultural service, and supporting services. Under these services, various components are coming, okay, and in reciprocity or in returns, we can say the services to ecosystem, that is human being. What kind of services is providing by human being to the ecosystem? Okay, this is also protecting services, enhancing services, restoring services, and supporting services. Okay, so next is the types of ecosystem services. Major four types, that is provisioning services, product obtained from ecosystem. These are food, fresh water, fuel, wood, fiber, biochemicals, genetic resources. So these are coming under provisioning services. Next is regulating services. So benefits obtained from regulation of ecosystem processes. So what are they? These are climate regulation, water purification, disease regulation, pollination. Okay. Third one is cultural services. The non-material benefits obtained from ecosystem. Okay. What are they? This is cultural aspect. These are the spiritual and religious. Recreation and ecotourism is one of the most important. Aesthetic value that is provided by the ecosystem. Inspirational, educational, sense of place, cultural heritage. This is coming under the cultural services. Last one is supporting services. The services necessary for the production of all other ecosystem services. So what are they actually? They are the soil formation, nutrient cycling, primary production. So let's discuss about in details regarding the provisioning services. So as you can see, that is food production, the food and fiber. So this includes the vast range of food products derived from plants and animals and microbes, as well as materials such as wood, jute, hemp, silk, and many other products derived from the ecosystem. Okay. The next is raw materials. So the portion of gross primary production extractable as the raw materials, and the production of lumber, fuel, and fodder, this coming under these raw materials. The genetic materials or genetic resources. This includes the gene and genetic information used for animal and plant breeding and biotechnology. Next is biochemical, natural medicines, pharmaceuticals. So many medicines, biocides, food additives such as alginates and biological materials are derived from the ecosystem. Then ornamental resources, animal products such as skin, shell, flowers are used as ornamental. This is coming under ornamental resources. Okay. Next is fresh water. So fresh water is another example of a linkage between the category in this case, okay, between the provisioning and the regulating services. So next is the regulating services. Under these services, air quality maintenance, that is ecosystem, both contributes chemicals to and extract chemicals from the atmosphere, influencing many aspects of air quality. as you can see. Then climate regulations. What is climate regulation? The ecosystem influence climate both locally and globally. At the global scale, ecosystem plays an important role in greenhouse gas regulation, DMS production that are affecting cloud formations. Okay. Next is water regulation. Regulation of hydrological flows, water cycling. Okay. Provisioning of water for agricultural and industrial processes or transportations. Okay. So this is water regulation is also coming under regulating services. Then we come to erosion control and sediment retention. So retention of soil within an ecosystem, prevention of a loss of soil by wind, runoff or other removal processes, storage of silt in a lake or wetlands. So this is the erosion control and sediment retention. Then waste treatment. So waste treatment, pollution control and detoxification is one of the services that is coming under regulation services. There is biological control. So biological control means ecosystem changes affects the prevalence of crop and livestock pest and diseases. Okay. Then we come to the pollinations. It is one of the vital important component of this services. If pollination is not happened, if all bees are destroyed from the earth, then what will happen? The entire world will be die due to hunger, because there will be no any pollution, there will no any food productions. Okay. So ecosystem changes affect the distribution, abundance, and effectiveness of pollinators. So honeybee is one of the important factor or important key species for pollinations. Then we come to cultural services. So recreation is what are they? Recreation, providing opportunities for recreational activities, ecotourism, surf fishing, and other outdoor recreational activities. Okay, aesthetic value. So what is aesthetic value? Many people finds beauty and aesthetic values in various aspects of ecosystem as reflected in the supports for parks, scenic drives, and the selection of housing locations. Okay, let me explain all these things. What is actually services? Why we are called each services? आप लोग सोचिए, अगर हम सर्विस किसे देते हैं, अगर जैसे क्वेश्चन आपके माइंड में इसे आता ही होगा, क्या सर्विसेज वो देता है, कैसे वो देता है, क्या इकोसिस्टम, व्हाट काइंड ऑफ सर्विसेज इज प्रोवाइडिंग, हाउ वी आर बेनिफिटिंग. So let an example of rice ecosystem. Rice ecosystem providing not only the food to the human being, in additions to food, apart from the food, it providing many other ecosystem services. For that we are not paying any kind of money or any money. Okay. So from rice ecosystem we are gaining the food materials, or we are gaining food. Apart from that we are gaining its raw material. Where it from rice ecosystem, it providing oxygen, okay, through photosynthesis processes. Okay. And it also detoxify the waste products or waste materials or wastewater and it is we are not going to pay any kind of money for these services. Okay, these are the services. For example, I am just discussing just for example. So next is aesthetic value. For every aspect we are gaining a lot from the environment, lot from the ecosystem. Okay, for that we are paying very less or not, that is equivalent to zero. Okay, but we are extracting more than 100% from the ecosystem. Aesthetic values are the many peoples and that we have discussed. Then we come to cultural value, that providing opportunities for non-commercial uses. Aesthetic, educational, spiritual or scientific values of the ecosystems. Supporting services are, that is, soil formation processes, weathering of rock and the accumulation of organic materials. It is a natural processes where this is called the supporting services. If there will be, due to the presence of soil, plants are grown and that able to provide food, fruit, any oxygen and many more services. If there will no any soil, so there will be no any plants, so no life can be exist on the earth surface. Okay, then we come to next, that is nutrient cycling, storage, internal cycling, processing and acquisition of nutrients. Okay, nitrogen fixation, NP and other elemental or nutrient cycles are also is a part of these supporting services. There is a cycling of nutrition or nutrients for which this the entire system is exist. Then we come to the next is primary production. So this is also through photosynthesis, synthetic activities it is also happening. For that reason we are getting oxygens, we are getting glucose, stars. Okay, and that through the photosynthesis process excess of carbon dioxide is consumed by the or sequestered by the plants. Okay, next is, okay, it was for an informations that is of concerns to all. A tree is worth, that is about 1,93,250 dollars for the entire life of the of a tree is aging about for a 50 years. It providing what of the worth, that is 31,250 dollar worth of oxygen, 62,000 worth of air pollutions, 31,250 dollar worth of control of soil erosion and increasing soil fertility, 37,500 worth of water, provide a home for animals to animals worth 31,500, and the total in total a tree is worth for 1,93,250 dollars. Okay, so you just value of a tree, just know what is the value of a tree. But in returns we are gaining this much amount of benefits from a tree, but in returns we are not giving any kind of services to that tree or that forest, or if we are giving, that is very less. Okay, then ecosystem restorations. What is ecosystem restorations? The ecosystem restoration means assisting in the recovery of ecosystem that have been degraded or destroyed, as well as conserving the ecosystem that with an interaction that interact. Okay, between and now between now and 2030, the restorations of 350 million hectares of degraded terrestrial and aquatic ecosystem could generate $9 trillion ecosystem services. It is our target between 2030. The restoration of degraded land is around 350 million hectare degraded land or terrestrial ecosystem will be restored. Restorations could also remove 13 to 26 gigaton of greenhouse gases from the atmosphere, and according to UNCCD, United Nations Convention on Combating Desertifications held in Delhi in September 2019, to restore 26 million hectares of degraded and deforested land by 2030. It is the scenario of Indian scenario. Okay. Next is, okay guys, these are some of my publication that is based on the ecosystem service estimations or ecosystem service valuations. So this is my name, you can see by red light, red circle. So these papers have been published in Science Citation Journal, in Environmental Monitoring Assessment, International Journal of Environmental Research, Ecological Processes. This is Springer journals. So uh, next is, thank you. Thank you for watching my video, and please like, share and subscribe. Thank you very much.